Hello everybody and welcome back to HotCuppaCrypto. Today we have some insane news about Bitcoin and Ethereum self-destructing. We have Binance BUSD news. They are changing the stablecoin market. Some XRP news for the Ripple case against the Security Exchange Commission. Some extremely crazy and sad and soul-destroying news for the UK. The Bank of England's interest rates and the British pound collapsing straight after the Queen's funeral, which happened today, guys, and the whole of the UK country has closed down. Here where I live, it is insane. Some crazy times happening. We have Ethereum, like I said, off some like ridiculous news about that. But guys, I started this channel even though Bitcoin is going deep into a bear market and bringing the whole cryptocurrency market down and Ethereum down with it. I started this channel because I am passionate about crypto, and I do believe that going forwards, the entire cryptocurrency industry has a bright future in front of it, and I do believe that it can truly change your life. So if you guys love that, then join us here on the journey on HotCuppaCrypto as we continue to deliver to you guys the latest news, the information and reviews for new projects, and also tips and tricks for beginners. If you guys are starting in cryptocurrency, then you can join us as well. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell notifications, and guys, obliterate that like button. And of course, when you are tuning in here on HotCuppaCrypto, my name is Jordan, and you have to let me know what beverage you guys are drinking. I am drinking a delicious and tasty coffee from my local coffee shop here. Delicious. It has vanilla. Once again, vanilla syrup coffee. Let me know what your guys' favorite beverage is down below. And let me know what your reaction is to all of this insane news that we are delivering to you guys today. So let's jump into the markets, guys. We do have Bitcoin currently down at 19k. Now, it did breach the crucial 19k support price level, right? As you guys can see, after the great crash in June, we did have Bitcoin bouncing up and down here. We did have it bounce all the way up to 25k here, which makes sense, sort of a solid price range down to 20k. And you guys can see we have sort of been bouncing underneath 20k at this support line right around here, guys. Around 19 and 18k. As you guys can see, the lowest we did wick down to was 17.5k, and we are very close. We were very close to doing that, actually. We came as low as, you know, around 18,000 here, and we've bounced back up since. This was only just last couple of days, guys. And yeah, we do have Ethereum going down in price as well. It is insane. Ever since the merge, we can see we have a little bit of news here about Ethereum, guys. Bitcoin and Ethereum nukes ahead of the major US inflation report. So it's because we do have the US inflation data coming out this week on Wednesday, right, where the US Federal Reserve will highly likely raise interest rates to potentially 75 basis points or 100 basis points, which is a massive, nearly 1% interest rate rise, right? Which is going to cause devastation across the global economy. We're going to see how the markets react to that. Of course, if you want to join us, subscribe here on the channel, guys. And we actually have found some live footage actually of what the Ethereum merge looks like in real time, guys. You may have never seen this. This is indeed leaked from the developers themselves, and as you guys can see, we do have Ethereum abandoning proof of work here and turning on to proof of stake. So it's pretty interesting. And why is everyone saying this? Well, we can see here over on ultrasound.money, which is this Ethereum database analyzing the changes in Ethereum since this has progressed from proof of work over to proof of stake, guys. We currently can see here Ethereum's supply growth, and up here you can see a chart. Now this is also on the daily time frame. So we can see up here the inflation and the supply increase of Ethereum right before our very eyes, guys. Actually, we can see 3,100 brand new Ethereum already created. Pretty mind-blowing. It gives me memories of when Luna was hyperinflating and everybody was selling off the cryptocurrency and abandoning the protocol. Well, we can see, according to the price action here, Ethereum is currently heading straight down into a bear market. We are having a temporary bounce today. However, after the opening of the stock market in the afternoon time, we do have these kinds of price actions bouncing up and down. Nobody knows what's going to happen. However, as we saw on yesterday's video, guys, about the Bitcoin trend, I did show you guys the Bitcoin trend, and ultimately it is basically heading on a downwards trend from 65k all the way down, and we are likely, guys, to go all the way down to 10k for Bitcoin, 15k next, then potentially 10k. Now we can go down as low as, you know, we could go down as low as 5k, and many people think that couldn't happen, but that would actually be a dream buying scenario, so who knows. And some people, the biggest bears, are even saying potentially 4 or 3k. Now anything is possible, guys, because depending on how long and how deep this recession is, everybody could just end up abandoning Bitcoin, because the world is pretty mad. However, there are some good news and some good reasons to actually hold Bitcoin or even be a part of Bitcoin. I don't actually hold any right now, but in the future I plan to hold a lot, because I strongly believe in Bitcoin long term, guys. And there's a good reason for that. Now let's jump into the UK news here. Today we have had the Queen's funeral, and the entire country has been shut, which has devastated UK businesses even further. Now we have the Bank of England considering the biggest interest rate rise in 33 years of potentially 0.75 basis points, because inflation is 9.8% in this country, higher than Europe, higher even than the US. It is running out of control, and the UK is becoming just like Lebanon, guys, and it is becoming just like Argentina, where, you know, the money is becoming worthless. And soon, yes, we will be potentially wheeling pounds, you know, £50 notes, £100, you know, like £50 notes, £20 notes, guys, in wheelbarrows, thousands of them, just to go down the to Tesco's or one of our local supermarkets in order to buy bread. It is pretty sad, but no, hopefully, obviously, that is an extreme scenario. However, guys, our UK economy is in a dire situation right now. The Bank of England weighs biggest interest rate rise in 33 years after delaying its decision due to the Queen's processes and funerals that has been happening over the past weekend. So they are now considering this new, you know, huge interest rate hike in this country in order to try to save our currency, the pound, which we will get onto next here in this video. The UK central bank is also due to start quantitative tightening, right, which is stop printing money, basically. However, despite that, Liz Truss has actually just started to you know, sort of introduce what is basically a bailout package, guys, to try and solve this energy crisis by printing more money now, £120 billion to be exact. Potentially the cost could be as high as £150 billion in order to subsidize the higher energy costs for the entire country, which is not actually solving the problem. It is just simply delaying the problem from now into the future, so that you know, us UK citizens will be paying it through, as the taxpayers will be paying this costs due to increased borrowing and UK debt that will just simply have to be paid off in the future, guys. So let me know what you guys think about that. Is this the right thing to do, or is this simply delaying the problem? Who knows? Now, if we jump over into the currencies, let's analyze the Great British Pound. This is pound sterling, GBP, right? The Great British Pound, guys, our currency here in the UK. And you can see that not many people are talking about this, but the pound itself is collapsing against the US dollar. This is going back 10 years here, and you can see it's been slowly heading down, and it has really been heading down ever since the war, and you know, following the pandemic, and the war now has sort of caused all major international currencies to begin selling off, and the pound has been one of them. And because of our inflation rate, we have lost a lot of value here, and we are going down. And as you guys can see, we are just at this crucial level of support, which we hinted at in the last video. Hopefully this does not collapse too quickly, but the pound collapsing in value plus inflation sort of is a double whammy and a double hit to the UK economy, causing a very deep recession for us potentially, because, guys, we if the pound continues going down in value on top of inflation, then we have to we're going to be able to buy less dollars, and every country, including the UK, guys, needs to buy dollars, because the dollar is the world's reserve currency, in order to buy all the rest of our commodities, you know, things like oil and imports, because those things are bought in dollars, right, not in pounds. So that is one of the reasons. Now, if we just compare it over to the euro, for example, the euro is also doing very badly. It's collapsing down in value, but not quite as quickly as the pound. So it's slightly holding its value against the pound. And then also, we do have the fact that the you know, the eurozone's interest rate is around 9% at the moment, 9.1, I believe. And you know, the European Central Bank has announced their extremely large interest rate hike, which was 0.75 basis points, which may be followed by way more. And countries like Germany and Italy are experiencing extremely high inflation right now, so keep that in mind, guys. Now, we can also check, you know, one of these news stories I saw over here. So yeah, basically, guys, that is the question. Let's go ahead and check out the financial markets now. We're going to quickly go over everything else, what is happening today. We do have the dollar index looking very strong, looking like it is ready to explode past 110 price here, because of course the 10-year treasury yield, which is doing nearly the same thing. That means the bonds are selling off and yields are rising, right? So people are rushing to the dollar for the higher interest rates, and in anticipation of the Federal Reserve's high interest rate hike decision coming, like I said, guys, this week on Wednesday. So keep your eye out for that. Keep an eye on the markets. Usually that would dump the stock markets, but today we have the stock markets pretty neutral at around 0, including the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, the Dow Jones Industrial Index, the Russell 2000, guys, even the US 30 index, New York Stock Exchange, Wall Street index here. Pretty interesting. Excuse me. Now, but earlier on this morning, they did open down. As you guys can see, the markets have been wicking down here, which does mean intraday, which actually means that, the stocks have hit lower price earlier on today, and I did see them in the red. Let's see how things go leading up to Wednesday. But that is, of course, impacting Bitcoin and Ethereum's price here of the crypto market, right? As we can see here, they're going down. Now, jumping back over to the Bitcoin, chart, we can see this is the trend, which indeed Bitcoin does appear to continue to be bouncing off of, confirming that we are, guys, in a bear market. Now, we are going to go into some deeper Bitcoin technical analysis as the market progresses, and we do continue to go down here in order to try to find where we could potentially be seeing a long-term bear market bottom, right, where it is a fantastic opportunity to actually potentially dollar cost average into the cryptocurrency market itself and into something like, guys, Bitcoin long term or something like that, and indeed things like gold, hard assets, anything, even the stock market and other things like that, in order to be investing in assets to protect yourself against inflation and economic collapses long term. Now, that is just a more long term approach, and we will be delving into that in the future videos. So yeah, be sure to subscribe to the channel, guys, and obliterate the like button, and join us here on the journey as we delve into those kinds of topics more in the future here on this channel. Now, looking at a couple of other things we are going to cover here, guys, is here we have gold. So we do have gold here, right? And this is still looking very weak down here on the price support, along with other commodities just like oil. We talked about in the previous video how these could be entering into a longer term commodity bull market. Keep your eyes out for that. As you can see, we do have the price of gas also flipping the previous resistance into support here, which means that the price of things like gas and the price of things like oil, despite the sort of stagnation and non-progression of the war, could actually be ready to make higher highs here, which means gold would eventually follow and things like that. Also, those things could happen, so we'll see how that goes. And I wanted to draw your guys' attention to the currencies here, because it's pretty interesting. Now, every single currency, right? The euro, the pound, even the Japanese yen, even the Swiss franc, actually, the Australian dollar, the Chinese yuan, right, and the Turkish lira, even the Russian ruble today, and the Canadian dollar, all down, guys, against the US dollar in the past 24 hours. So keep an eye on that. Now, we did see the Russian ruble looking strong in the past few weeks. As you guys can see, since the war, it did skyrocket against the dollar. But this is another topic for another video. But I did also wanted to show you guys the catastrophe of the hyperinflation in Turkey, guys. This is the Turkish lira. And as you guys can see, this is what happens when you do let inflation, when a country does let inflation run out of control. As you can see, every single day, I'm tracking this daily, and it does seem to be just losing more and more value. If you live in Turkey right now, it is awful not being able to, simply afford your basic living costs, things like food, because they are going up in price every single day. Pretty insane, guys. And for countries like that, cryptocurrency can actually be quite a savior and quite a good hedge against massive economic collapses, which is one of the big reasons why I believe in cryptocurrency long term, right? It can actually help save the people, but we will see, guys, we will see. And so also another thing I wanted to show you is the Japanese yen, guys. Now some of you may or may not know this, however, if you check out the yen, the Central Bank of Japan has actually been printing a record amount of their currency, Japanese yen, which has been historically quite a strong currency, one of the world's main currencies for trading and global trade, and also for global investment, actually. However, the yen has been sort of completely not hyperinflating, but it has been inflating at an extremely rapid pace recently. So this is one of the world's supposedly strongest currencies, but they are doing basically a extra insanely high amount of quantitative easing in Japan at the moment. So we will see how this situation develops, but you can see for the Japanese people it is not looking very good right now, because they are going to be paying a lot more for the prices of all of their goods in their country going into the future, and paying off their debt, of course, will become more and more difficult and more expensive relative to the global prices of other currencies and global trade costs for them, and relative to the dollar here. So yeah, pretty insane. Let me know what you guys think about these. We'll also jump into some other currencies in the future videos, because I love updating you guys and bringing you some global information about what is happening with the world's currencies right now. We will jump into that more in future videos. Jumping into another news story here, we have US stocks zigzagging and treasury yields rising ahead of the key Fed meeting. This is exactly what we have been talking about, guys, over here about the treasury yields. This is the 10-year treasury yield. As you can see, it has been zigzagging up and down. The point is, all of these yields have been a little bit out of control, especially the more shorter term yields. As you can see here, we have the 2-year yield spiking, and we are having a lot of these anomalies in the bond market, which typically indicate, guys, a recession, upcoming recession, or difficult economic times ahead. So keep that in mind. And we are anticipating a reaction here with the treasury market, so the bond market, and a reaction in the currency market here with the dollar, guys, and watching to see what happens and if this bull market of the dollar continues, which is kind of causing a lot of global problems right now, as we previously mentioned with the other currencies, guys, in relation to global trade. Because, if the dollar is rising for nearly all currencies in the world, then it's going to be very difficult for other countries, and essentially cushions America from their inflation a little bit, as the currency is kind of rising slightly in value relative to all other assets. So that's pretty interesting and something to keep your eye on, basically. Now, I did see a quote, and this is actually from Robert Kiyosaki from Rich Dad Poor Dad, from a really cool cryptocurrency Twitter news source, Crypto Saving Expert, from another awesome cryptocurrency YouTuber, guys. Today in US debt, in hundreds of trillions of real inflation, is 16%, not 7%. So basically he's saying that the inflation rate is about double what they're saying it is. The Fed raising interest rates will destroy the US economy. Savers will be the biggest losers, right? Because they will lose the value of their money due to inflation. So invest in real money, gold, silver, and Bitcoin. And I have to say, guys, I do not disagree with him, right? I do not disagree. It does seem to be very inviting and a very appealing prospect to actually look at assets like gold, silver, and Bitcoin when you look at the potential of what is happening to the fiat money system and how the inflation is running out of control, guys, and really causing all of these problems in the global economy in terms of trade and in terms of living costs, the energy crisis and so forth. We also have some insane news coming out of the crypto market today. Again, coming from Crypto Saving Expert, we have Binance USD, so BUSD, Binance's stablecoin, launching on Polygon and Avalanche. And it is pretty interesting because this is, of course, following their recent crazy news. There's another article here, guys. Watcher.guru gets the credit for this one. Can Binance's BUSD break USDT and USDC dominance? So they are going after USDT and USDC for the global stablecoin dominance. Basically, they want to be in the first position, right? So they want BUSD to be the most used stablecoin. They want to, of course, have more people using that. That is Binance's own US dollar stablecoin, pegged 1-to-1 with the US dollar. Pretty interesting. Let me know, what is your guys' most used stablecoin? Do you actually use BUSD, USDT, or USDC the most? The top 3 stablecoins. Let me know, guys. Excuse me. I actually use BUSD the most compared to those 3 myself. So yeah, but let me know what you guys think, and which ones you guys use the most, and which one you guys see as the most reliable. Binance to delist USDC, USDP, and Trust USD from Binance. So this is, of course, following the news that came out last week. So the very recent news, which was this, guys. So Binance recently announced that they are going to be delisting these other stablecoin competitors. So let me know what you guys think about this, because it's a pretty bold move in terms of the stablecoin market itself. We also have some intense, literally, and exciting news coming from the Ripple case, guys. The Ripple against the Security Exchange Commission's current lawsuit case that is happening about whether or not Ripple is a security, right? XRP token is a security, and the Security Exchange Commission is not interested in applying the law. They want to remake it. We've had some comments from Brad Garlington, which is the CEO of Ripple, talking about this, and some news, coming out. It's pretty interesting. This is what he said about the latest updates according to his view of this case. Today's filings make it clear that the Security Exchange Commission isn't interested in applying the law. So yeah, they want to remake it in all impermissible effort to expand their jurisdiction far beyond the authority granted to them by Congress. And that is, we have there Stuart Alderoty, I think is how you say it. He's general counsel of Ripple, right? So he is part of their legal team with legal experience and his legal expertise. So he's obviously a big part of this case. And his hot take is, after 2 years of litigation, the Security Exchange Commission is actually unable to identify any contract for investment that's what the statute requires, and cannot satisfy a single prong of the Supreme Court's Howey test. Everything else is just noise. So what he is saying here is, he also says Congress only gave the Security Exchange Commission jurisdiction over securities. Let's get back to what the law says. What he's saying here is the Security Exchange Commission is struggling to find any proof, and they can't back up their claims that XRP is a security. So if this progresses and goes forwards the way it has been recently, guys, then this could be an insane breakthrough for the XRP Ripple lawsuit case, and this could end up being some very positive news for XRP in the future. We will be following this as it goes. Of course, this has been quite important, because whatever happens with this case is going to affect the rest of the market, and a lot of the other tokens will be deemed as securities or not securities, and that will really help move the cryptocurrency forwards, the whole cryptocurrency industry forwards, once this case has finally actually been resolved. So let me know what you guys think about that. Are some of you XRP fans, or some of you are not? I believe that the technology underlying that particular token is extremely innovative, and it has a lot of potential, basically. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that going forwards. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Let's check out the XRP price. Also, guys, we do have following that news, which was a couple of days ago, you could see back from September the 16th, 17th ish, since when this news started to surface, we did see the price begin to rise, and then we did have a little bit of a sell-off here. However, keep an eye on this, because we can see a potential price explosion if more positive news starts to come out about XRP, and you could see the possible scenarios here deep in the bear market of XRP having some kind of crazy explosion, maybe potentially lifting the market up, the entire crypto market up a little bit, and giving some positive news to the crypto market in general. Let me know what you guys think and your thoughts about that, and about XRP as well, guys. And that will do it for the news, basically, from the entire days of a couple of news stories that popped out to me. So let me know what beverage you guys were tuning in from. You cannot tune into HotCuppaCrypto, guys, without your favorite and tasty beverage. So let me know what you guys are drinking in the comment section below. Yeah, guys, I want to thank you guys for all of the amazing support and positive support here on this channel. We will be delivering now more insane amounts of content in order to bring this channel forwards. And we have some insane backgrounds, of course, upgrading the channel. And the reason I started this channel is because I'm just really passionate about the whole crypto industry. So going into the bear market is actually where we have the most opportunity to learn as much about crypto as possible and then position ourselves for the inevitable future bull run, guys. It is simply a matter of time before we have the next bull run. It could be a long time. It could be 2 years. It could be 4 years. That's the worst case scenario, but it could even be 4 years. That is the worst case, because if we go into an extra long recession, however, I don't think that probably may happen. However, could just be a few months, 6 months or so. We do not know, guys. Nobody knows what the future holds. However, it is an amazing opportunity before the next bull run to join us on the journey. So if you guys enjoy the content, then subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification, guys. Join us on HotCuppaCrypto in the future with your tasty beverage. And my name has been Jordan. Thanks, guys, for tuning in to another video, and we will see you guys soon in the next videos right here on HotCuppaCrypto.